What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Deep Squad with VYPE Media, and we are here with the new Oakridge head coach, Coach Blackshire. Coach, it's been a long time coming, it looks like. You've had a pretty interesting kind of just coaching path of where you've been. You started at Westlake, then you go over to Cameron, then you go over to Magnolia. Now you're at Oakridge. Coach, first of all, let's welcome you in. How you doing this morning as you are now the new War Eagle head football coach?
Jackson, I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here. This is really starting a full day two. What I love so far is that everybody's been welcoming, everybody's excited. And so it's a blessing to be here and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Like you said, man, my coaching career has taken an interesting path. Born and raised in Brentwood, Texas, but felt like I was a Longhorn at heart, so I ended up in Austin. While I was in Austin, I had a chance to meet some really good people in my life. Coach Riley Dodge introduced me to his dad, Coach Todd Dodge. And between him and Coach Tony Salazar, who's the head coach there now, those are my two mentor coaches, and they taught me everything that I needed to know in terms of being an organized individual. After a couple of back-to-back state championships, I was fortunate enough to work with Coach Rick Rhodes at Cameron Yo, and he taught me some things and how to be a better ball coach. And I took those things with me to Magnolia, where I got to meet Coach Craig Martin, who we had previous connections with at Temple when I started my teaching career in Temple. Um, and so working for Coach Martin and working for Coach Burnham for the last 3 years has been such a blessing in my career. They've been the first two people in my corner, and when they heard about Oak Ridge, they said, "Blackshire, you got to go for it." And so I've been fortunate that I live halfway in between Oak Ridge and Magnolia. And so when the position opened up, I immediately jumped at it because it's a beautiful school, it's a beautiful community, and I love being here already.
Coach, you want to talk about coaching under some guys. You were there first at Westlake, coaching under Coach Dodge. You got Coach Salazar, who's there right now. They just went back to state. But while you were there, that was when Cade Klubnik was there. You're making back-to-back state championship runs. What was that like early on in your coaching career to be able to learn under Coach Dodge, learn under Coach Salazar, and just kind of be a part of teams that have been to state and win state? Does that kind of help you kind of see things how not to do it right, but how you can get to that spot as a coach and as a team?
Yeah, it really does. The thing about them that people don't understand is how organized they are as coaches, and how methodical they are in getting things done. Efficient is the best way to describe it. And so that's really the main thing that I took away from those two guys is how to be an efficient ball coach. And how to learn how to be a great teacher. The first thing I'll never forget the meeting when I sat down with Coach Dodge and Coach Salazar. They said, Coach Blackshear, you'll go far in this profession if you're a heck of a teacher. And so I pride myself on being a heck of a teacher of the game. And I want coaches around me that are going to be great teachers of the game because at the end of the day, not every kid that we're blessed to be around is going to be a college football player. But what I always tell my kids right now, you may not end up playing college ball, but you'll be the smartest football player in the stands. And so it's a big deal to me that kids are football savvy, kids are great people, and then kids are felt like they're loved. And the only way to do that is to make sure that they know what's going on. They have relationships with the staff and they're told exactly where to go. And so those are the things that I took away from them. And they still are a constant source. Coach Dodge blew my phone up when he had an opportunity to, and same thing with Coach Salazar when they found out the good news. And so they're still my mentor coaches, and I still love connecting with them.
For sure. And those are two great guys. As we've gotten to know them too, just through some interviews and stuff like that. But then you go to Cameron Yo, and then you go to Magnolia. And then in Magnolia, you kind of get into that defensive coordinator role. What was that like kind of getting elevated, getting over with Coach Martin and just kind of getting things moving over here and all that good stuff? What was that like coming over being the DC at Magnolia?
Man, that's a great question. So what I was really blessed with when I was at Magnolia is that the defensive coordinator before me is Chase Hargis, who's the defensive coordinator at Allen. And so Chase is a buddy of mine because yet again we worked on staff at Westlake. And so the funny thing is that between me, Chase, and Lee and Lee Munn, the defensive coordinator at South Lake Carroll, and Jason Jones, we're all buddies, and we have a group chat, and so we all check in on each other. And so what I was blessed with is by the time I had gotten to Magnolia, the kids that we had there had a decent understanding of what I wanted. It was me basically coming in and redefining a few things, cleaning up some things and giving our kids an opportunity to go out there and compete. And Coach Martin told me when we sat down and met originally, he goes, Tyler, I want you to run it. It's yours. It's your baby. Whatever you want to do with it. And so he allowed me a lot of freedom to put our kids in position to be successful, and he allowed me a lot of freedom to coach our coaches up so they could help our kids be successful. And so, Coach Martin, like one of my favorite people of all time, he is passionate about the kids in Magnolia, and he's passionate about his coaches, and that's something that I took away from him. And so, when he was like, "Blackshire, you got your opportunity, go get it, baby," and so I followed along and said, "Yes, sir, I will."
For sure. And then now you get this head coaching job at Connor ISD, which is right down the road, kind of right. It's right down the road from
Yeah,
Magnolia. It's in the same area, technically
yeah,
speaking. But you get over to Oakridge. They had Coach Schmidt there who had been in the district for a while. He's retiring. Then the job opens up. You had already mentioned that this was a kind of job you were looking at and you knew that you wanted to jump for it. But now being in the role, you're in day two right now. What's it
right.
what's it looking like as you are still within the first week? What are some things that you're doing this week to kind of establish yourself within maybe that community and just the high school in general?
Yeah, so it's a beautiful place, and what I'm excited about is I get the opportunity to kind of merge the community back with the school again. I'm a big believer in building a culture where everybody's included and everybody's involved and everybody has a role. My buddy Coach Kadudi is a model for me in that, and so when I got a chance to sit down and talk to him, he was like, "Hey man, you got a chance to go over there and really build something special." And so that's my goal while I'm here. I mean, we have great kids, and I want to promote them in the community. I want the community to feel involved with the program, and I want us to all work together so that way we can help our kids be successful.
For sure. And this is an Oakridge program that has seen some, if we want to talk about Division I players, there's always been talent over there at Oakridge. They had a nice run in the playoffs, I believe, 2 years ago. I think it was the first time they had won a first round playoff game and advanced to the area round in a while. But just talking about the offseason, we're kind of in the middle of it. Do you plan on having spring ball? Are you planning on just maybe taking those extra 2 weeks at the beginning of the year? What's kind of your plan as you're transitioning with week one into this football program?
All right, that's a great question. We are planning to have spring ball. Those dates I'm going to end up putting out. I'm here very shortly, actually, after I get off with you. I'm in the process of putting together the actual flyer for it. But we're planning on doing spring ball. We're going to go about 3 weeks. And what I learned from my time at Cameron, when I took over at Cameron, is we weren't able to have spring ball. And so what you can't figure out at that point is how physical kids are and how physical they're willing to be. And so we're going to have spring ball because I want to know right now how physical we're going to be going into next year. So that's our plan. So right now, I'm planning out spring ball dates, organizing our summer strength and conditioning, planning dates for 7-on-7. I just finalized the fall schedule and I'm planning on pushing that out here in a few minutes. But just trying to make sure we got everything going in terms of scheduling wise, and at the same time trying to get out in the school building, meet kids, and just be excited about what's going on around here. Because yet again, it's Friday morning. I'm walking the hallways right now. There's some kids that look like they're not ready for Friday morning, but I'm ready for Friday morning. So I'm out in the hallways trying to love them up too to get them ready for this.
100%. That's just part of it. It's Friday. It's last day of the week. Everyone, let's get a little excited, huh? But just talking, maybe last question here with you. First year, what is the culture that you want to instill into this program or bring to this program?
Yeah, so we have some hardworking, yes sir, no sir, really really respectful kids. And my job right now is I want to help them flip the switch. I want them to know what it's like to go into that psychotic state. And we're going to talk about that and we're going to work on that over the course of spring football about knowing, all right, it's time for me to flip the switch. It's time for me to go to work. And so that's the culture that I'm going to bring. Knowing that you're a gentleman right now in the classroom, off the field, and then and knowing when it's time to flip the switch and play really good football in between the white lines. So from whistle to whistle. So I'm excited because the kids they're bought in, they're ready, they're excited. And so the faster we can get the spring ball and the faster I can get them out there, the better it's going to be for us. So it'll all be a beautiful program when it's over said and done with.
All right, Coach. Well, this has been another edition of the VYPE Coaches Corner here with the new head football coach at Oakridge High School, Coach Blackshire. Coach, Good luck. We'll be out there. We'll be checking y'all out, checking in on y'all. But coach, good luck this year. We'll see you out at the games.
Thanks, Jackson. You're welcome anytime.